Hey everybody, Kimberly Maska Pape here, your fearless leader in spiritual biz success. And a question I've been hearing a lot about, we've been talking about becoming a spiritual coach. And the question that I'm hearing, like, that sounds fun and what a wonderful thing to be able to help people around the world. But can you actually make a living as a spiritual coach? And I get it. It seems like, how could that be possible? I mean, in our 3D world, what do we hear? You have to work hard and you have to have a certain kind of job. And we're hearing all this stuff that makes us, I don't know, see our limitations around who we are as 3D individuals. But when we aren't limited, we are fully powerful. We are powerful, magnificent beings that, frankly, can do whatever we desire, which makes this so much fun because you can actually tap into your 5D personality, who you are, and create whatever you desire. And that desire can be to be a spiritual coach. What happens, we truly get so limited by our 3D surroundings that we think we can't do things. But you can do whatever you desire when you remember who you are. So in remembering who you are, think about, what is that desire? If you're in this group, if you've been following me, you have the desire to be a spiritual coach. That's your higher self connecting with you, going, ping, here's an idea, here's an inspiration. My inspiration is to be able to be a spiritual coach. That's what your higher self is telling you. But then what happens? Our human gets in the way. Our human that worries and overthinks, and we worry about money and time and security. And as we worry about all those things, the 3D human gets in the way of us living our purpose that our higher self has selected for us, which is really unfortunate. So what I want to talk about is that how do you do it? How do you actually make a living being a spiritual coach where you're serving on this planet every day? Well, what happens is, first we have to trust our connection with source. That first piece, your higher self has given you the inspiration to do this. We know because you're in this group. And if you weren't inspired to do it, you wouldn't be in this group. You'd be, I don't know, following chiropractors or something like that. You wouldn't be looking to build a spiritual business. So we know your higher self has guided you. So the first thing you have to do is you have to actually listen to your higher self, and you have to trust in your connection with source to know that this will happen. So that's the first piece. So the first piece is the trust and taking the leap. And the second piece is knowing how to actually be a spiritual coach. Now, a lot of people have amazing gifts. They channel, they are mediums and intuitives, or they've studied with some of the greats and they have all of this information, but they don't actually know how to coach. That's a big issue. And there's no real standard for spiritual coaching, which is why I am setting the standard for it, because there is no standard for what it means to be a spiritual coach. So many people, again, they get the inspiration, they get so far, but then they don't actually know how to coach. And they probably go out and start a business. This might sound like you. To go out and you start a business and you can't get it to work. And you can't get it to work. So you don't really know who you're serving and you're not really sure how to coach. And when you know how to coach, how to do like really amazing coaching, your clients get extraordinary results. But if you don't know, your clients might be like, yeah, that was really cool, but maybe they don't come back, they don't book the next sessions. And that's why your business is kind of fumbling around. And I've seen it happen so many times because there's this piece that's missing. But when you learn how to become extraordinary, which takes energy, it takes the energy of time, it takes the energy of money, it takes the energy of creativity. But to become an extraordinary spiritual coach, that is when you transform lives. And when you transform lives, that's when people come back. And that's how you build a business. You have to have a huge transformation for your clients, because without that transformation, it's just a session here. They pay $20, $30, maybe $75 because it's not transformational. But if you want to actually have a business, your life purpose be your business, that is your full source of income, not just, a part-time job or a little bit here and there, which might be what you're doing right now. But if you want this to be your primary source of income, so you can quit that day job, quit the job that you can't stand anymore and do this full time, you need to be an extraordinary spiritual coach. And that's what I teach you how to do in spiritual biz coaching. We have a spiritual biz coaching certification program to fill this gap, because there are so many coaches who have the best intention. They really do. They want to serve and they want to help. But the problem is they're mediocre. And they're mediocre because no one has set a standard for them and no one has shown them how to be an extraordinary spiritual coach who can change lives. And when you can be extraordinary and you can change lives, that's when you have a spiritual business. And that's when you have a thriving spiritual business that will support you and support your family and bring in abundance like you couldn't even imagine. And all from what? All because your higher self guided you to be here. Your higher self guided you, inspired you to live in the 3D, creating a spiritual business, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So if you're done living, going to the day job that you can't stand, not living your purpose, which probably makes you grumpy and upset and stuff because you're not living your purpose. If you're done with that and you want to really step into who you are, be your true self, and take that knowledge, that gift that you have, and become an extraordinary spiritual coach, Spiritual Biz Coaching is the spot for you. Private message me or click on the link below to watch an additional video that gives you some details. But there is no reason at all for any of us on this planet to be living a life that isn't bringing us joy and serving every single day. If you're ready to serve and you're ready to bring joy and you're ready to live your purpose, private message me or click on the link below that has, or link above, that has the more information about the Spiritual Biz Coaching Certification Program. Again, I'm Kimberly Maska, your fearless leader, and I'll see you guys in the next video.